bra. Jag är tillbaks här. Vi är med Jonathan Mann igen från CNN och vi ska kolla lite på vad han säger om det här otroligt jämna läget i Florida. So when we spoke just an hour ago, we said that Florida might be the most important state tonight, and it's such a tight race there right now. What do you say about these numbers?
Well, they're pretty close, and they're not done. Essentially, what we're looking at is a percentage and a half separating Donald Trump from Hillary Clinton in Florida, and there's virtually no way Donald Trump can be elected unless he wins Florida. It may still not be enough given the deficit he's facing elsewhere. But what's so interesting is how close it is. There are still a lot of votes outstanding from urban areas where heavily Hispanic voters and Democratic voters tend to concentrate. So Hillary Clinton is not out of it in Florida. But what's intriguing is that in the state of Florida, by law, if less than half a percentage point separates the winner from the second place finisher, there must by law be a recount. So we're not just looking at the possibility of a victory or a defeat in that state. We're looking if there's really a close result, the possibility that we will not have an answer tonight. Keep in mind, though, Florida is not the key to this election. Donald Trump needs at least 3 states to win. The 3 that everyone has been talking about are Florida, Ohio, and North Carolina. And Hillary Clinton is leading in both Ohio and North Carolina. If he loses those states, even if he wins in Florida, he will not be the next president of the United States.
So do you think it's over?
I'm sorry?
Do you think it's over already?
It's hard to know because Ohio still has a lot of votes left to count. North Carolina, it could go either way. But what we're seeing now is that things have basically been going Hillary Clinton's way. If Hillary Clinton had to predict where she needed to be at this hour of the night, this is where she wanted to be. She'd probably prefer to have a clear victory in Florida, but she really needed to deny him a victory in Florida, and she needs to continue to rack up the states that she's counting on. It's close in Pennsylvania. It's close in a lot of other states. So things could still swing, and Florida, as we started out talking about, could be the key if Donald Trump is going to come back. What I just want to add, their polling is very sophisticated, and one of Donald Trump's close advisors was telling CNN hours ago that they thought it would take a miracle for him to win tonight. So the Trump supporters are not all that enthusiastic or optimistic about what's happening. We're here with a group of supporters. They're cheering every time there's good news, but there hasn't really been the kind of news that Donald Trump needs, not yet.
Right, and as you said, it's so close, and if it's less than half percent, they have to recount them. But what do you think? Soon enough, Donald Trump is going to be here. What do you think he's going to say if it's close, but it's not that close in Florida? Will he accept the result, or is this what he's going to use to cause problem?
Well, the Trump people were already in court in the state of Nevada to try and get the results there changed because of a technical violation of the rules, which they thought they discovered. The case was thrown out of court, but they were already in court today. So Nevada is just one of the states where Hispanic voters have surprised both sides with the turnout. Florida is another. It's hard to know what he'll do. I mean, he's been an unpredictable candidate. He's spoken about fraud and rigging and cheating as basically as a basic premise of how he thinks tonight's going to go. He may come here and concede defeat, but the thing about Donald Trump is very easy to forget. He uses the word loser with a particular kind of venom. For him, there is no honor in a worthy, hard-fought second-place finish. There's only dishonor. And so for him to come here and embrace that dishonor is hard to imagine. Still, it's hard to know. I mean, that's why we're here.
We're just looking at the numbers from North Carolina and Ohio that you said it's still too early to say, but Hillary Clinton, it's leaning towards her. How soon would we know? Because you said before that it could just take an hour, and now we're standing here, it's been an hour. How close are we to?
Well, let me just use Ohio as an example, and one key thing to keep in mind. No Republican has ever been elected president without winning Ohio.
Right.
The presumption, like Florida, is that if Donald Trump doesn't win in Ohio, he will not win. Ohio has rules which allow people to vote even if they're moving. If their address changes, they can vote by mail. If they're absent on the day of the election, they can vote by mail. As of yesterday, there were 150,000 estimated ballots to be in the mail. So It could well be that though we think we see a result in Ohio, that also could be another state where there are going to be complications related to whether all the votes have been counted. And will Donald Trump show up here and concede defeat until all the votes are counted in Ohio, until all the votes are counted in Florida, until the possibility of a recount has been ruled out? It's hard to imagine.
It's going to be a long night.
It could be, yeah.